Hello, welcome to the Land Beneath the Winds, Indonesia. I'm Kumoratih and I'm from Negeri Foundation, a community organization dedicated to promoting the intercultural understanding that is in harmony with Indonesian diversity, with a particular perspective that is spice, its trading route, and its impact on civilization in the course of history. Indonesia is the largest maritime country with the highest level of diversity in the world, both in terms of culture and biodiversity. Among the 17,508 islands scattered between the equatorial seas, there are 1,340 ethnic and sub-ethnic groups who speak 546 languages and dialects. This biodiversity is partly due to the geographical and geological aspects that make Indonesia very ideal for the continuation of life. Besides its tropical climate that allows rice plants to grow, Indonesia is also located in a series of volcanic rings that make its soil very fertile. It is in these islands that rice endemic species thrive. According to experts, at least more than 10,000 endemic plant species are found in Indonesia. In other words, these are native Indonesian plant that is not found anywhere in the world. The global spice trade in Asia through the Indian Ocean to the Pacific Ocean, which connects three major continents, Asia, Africa, and Europe, has left significant traces of civilization. In the course of history, Indonesia has played a significant role in the world economy due to its strategic position in one of the busiest maritime routes in the world. Its strategic location connects East Asia, South Asia, the Middle East to Europe. Southeast Asia is also the source of sought after and most valuable commodity, spices. Thus, some also named Indonesia as the land of spice. The fact that the Indonesian archipelago is a producer and supplier of the world's spice commodities cannot be denied. The attraction of cloves, nutmeg, and mace is the main impetus for the development of international trade in Southeast Asia. The clove tree is a native plant of Ternate, Tidore, Moti, Bakian, and Bacan. While the nutmeg and red flowers are obtained from the nutmeg tree, endemic to the island of Banda, no less important, types of aromatic spices from the sap of trees endemic to Sumatra, that is frankincense and camphor. Several other important commodities such as cinnamon, pepper are mostly produced in Sumatra. Similarly, sandalwood and candlenut are widely grown in the eastern island of the Indonesian archipelago. This spice commodity has attracted foreign nations to come to the archipelago. It is estimated that in the course of time and on the worldwide scale, 400 to 500 plant species have been used as spice. For Southeast Asia, the number is close to 275 species. So indispensable were spices, it had influenced the world's politics, economy, and culture. Inevitably, heavy traffic from East Asia, South Asia, Middle East, Europe, and vice versa has transformed into a means of cultural exchange and intercultural understanding that brought together various ideas, concepts, knowledge, and experience between people across nations. At the time when Europe did not yet have the knowledge of sugar, tea, coffee, cocoa, potatoes, or tobacco, spices from the East had provided properties, flavors, and aromas that were used as cooking spices, antidotes, and drugs to preservatives. So important is the spice to human life so that it becomes the main commodity that is able to influence political, economic, and socio-cultural conditions on a global scale. Kings sent expeditions across the ocean in search of it. Traders risked their lives and wealth, war after war. Over it, the world is turbulent and the history of human civilization is changing. The earliest of the role of the archipelago in the trade route in the Indian Ocean came from a Greek astronomer named Claudius Ptolemy, who lived in Alexandria, Egypt in the 1st century. He wrote Guide to Geography, an ancient map in which the name of a city named Barus was written, which seems to be an ancient port city of great importance in Sumatra and the world. This ancient metropolitan name reminds us of an aromatic spice commodity that at that time was very valuable and always hunted by foreign nations: Greek, Roman, Egyptian, Arabic, Chinese, that is camphor. Other ancient evidence of the spice trade comes from Tarka, a site in Mesopotamia, now Syria, where archaeological excavation uncovered a jar filled with cloves in the kitchen shed of a modest house in 1721 BC. In addition, it required high officials to chew cloves when facing the emperor. Although a number of Chinese sources prior to the 14th century recognized the origin of cloves from the Moluccas, there is only one record dated 1350 that actually writes that Chinese junks sailed directly from China to this area. The collection and transportation of Maluku spices to the western part of the archipelago was handled entirely by the Malays, Javanese, and Bandanese. Traders from Malays, Arab, Persian, and China bought spices from the archipelago, then transported by ship to the Persian Gulf and distributed throughout Europe via Constantinople at prices up to 600 times. The spice trade in the archipelago left a significant trace of civilization in the form of relics of historical sites, cultural rites, to the birth of various cultural products inspired by the rich nature of the archipelago. It must be admitted that the human concept of health, illness, happiness, and taste is different in each region. Indonesia's population, consisting of hundreds of ethnic groups, has differences to this understanding. In some tribes, the notion of healthy is defined as the availability of sufficient food throughout the year. In other tribes, the same meaning is interpreted from how many kilometers a person can walk to gather food. Therefore, the word sickness has a connotation with proper food and living conditions. Eating and food in their perception becomes a benchmark for assessing a person's health. Hunter and gatherer communities, which are still quite common in Indonesia, have proven their ability to survive from prehistoric times to the 21st century. This ability is influenced by the environmental management that they have learned from generation to generation from their ancestors, including concepts about body health and well-being, and as well as food production. Spice is a living tradition for us, Indonesian. This global pandemic has encouraged people to become more enthusiastic about returning to learn local wisdom and maintaining health and immunity through traditional medicine and nutritious foods, which mostly are using spice as the main ingredients. Today, I'd like to welcome all of you to the world of spice, the land of spice, Indonesia.